drive to Simi Valley today, and the reason why is because I'm not what you think. It's not really what I want to do. Unfortunately, over on those mountains over there, the fire recently, called the mountain fire, it started actually where I ride most of the time on days like this. But back there, the mountain fire that has produced so much crap in the air that it's actually a little bit hard to breathe. So far, they only have the fire like 17% contained. Because of the fire, I haven't ridden a bike in about 5 days, so I'm itching to go. But I just got to find a place where, you know, the air quality is good enough that I don't mind breathing it. Simi Valley is known for a number of things, and I used Ride GPS to kind of map out a place I'm going to go, and I'll take you through all the different reasons why Simi Valley is well known. Some of them are good, some not so good. I like using Ride GPS because I love looking at maps and wondering where certain roads go and what they're like, and that way I have some organization in my ride. But the unfortunate thing about Ride GPS is that sometimes I like to just kind of explore and go in different places based on a whim. And once you plan your ride and you put it on the Wahoo or the Garmin and you commit to following that route, then it always feels like, I don't know, it feels like you have to do it. And if you see a location or a road that you want to go up, you feel guilty about going differently on the route, and then the route screams at you. I don't really like that. Using Ride GPS, to me, it's kind of like being at a Christmas party and someone asks you to do something and you kind of nonchalantly promise them you'll do it without any intentions of actually doing it. And then after the Christmas party is over, after the festivities, they actually call you up and say, hey, we want to actually do this. And you're like, well, you know, I was just being nice at the Christmas party. And so sometimes when you look at a map and you plan a route, it doesn't always work out. So we'll see how that works out for me today. So I just started here at a Starbucks, and we're just south of the Reagan Library, which I'm going to say is the first thing that Simi Valley is probably known for. And if you ever get a chance to ride up to the Reagan Library, it's actually a pretty cool little hill. It's not very long, but in a very short period of time, the scenery is pretty awesome. All right, let's get going. What's kind of not funny right now is in this area, it smells like Christmas with people having fires. In my area, it smells like a fire. Okay, so this is the major street called Fitzgerald, and this is more of a back street residential area that will take us all the way across Simi Valley with a lot less traffic as cars go by. But they had mountain bikes on the back of their truck, so that doesn't count. Oh, no. This microphone does not stay in. Ugh. This is the original. Yeah, see, now the ride with GPS is yelling at me because I went the wrong. I turned around. Okay, there, we should have a good mic now. This is the problem. I have the original DJI. That's what I'm filming on. And you have to use this microphone that attaches to it. And you hit any little bump in the road and the thing just falls off. And so it's very frustrating. So I'm hoping Santa brings me the new DJI that has some better quality sound.
Making our Christmas memory.
So one of the things that Simi Valley is unfortunately known for is this is where the 4 police officers were originally tried in the Rodney King incident. It's hard to think back at that time and realize that, wow, like LA was a war zone. Now back then it was kind of amazing that someone had like a video camera, because that was a big deal. Not everybody had cell phones and things that where you could record everything. And unfortunately some police officers were doing something that they probably didn't want to be videotaped doing. They got caught, and then the trial occurred here in Simi Valley, and the jurors let them off. I was young at the time, so I don't really remember the technicalities of it, of how they got off, because the video was pretty brutal. But because there was such anger, people started rioting in Los Angeles. And I remember, wasn't it Reginald Denny, who, it was a truck driver, and they stopped this truck driver and just beat the living daylights out of him, crushed his skull. And this is where the famous phrase came about, where Rodney King actually said, can't we all just get along? Hey, pickleball. All right. That's called a moneymaker when it comes to chiropractic. Pickleball has been very, very good to me. So if you're debating on whether you should play pickleball, get a good chiropractor and go for it. So coming up on this end of the road, the end of Fitzgerald, I'm not sure whether to take a left or a right. I think I take a left. Now this is the reason why it's good up, you take a left, yeah. This is the reason why it's good to do the ride with GPS. Because when you're in an area where you really don't know where you're going, it's helpful. Sequoia is the street name. So the fire was way over on the other side of those mountains.
I ain't afraid of the dark. Once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars shining down from afar. No, I ain't afraid of the dark. I don't mind the rain, bringing life back. We can breathe again when dealing with the pain. No, I don't mind the rain. Ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And ooh, like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go.
So right here at Cooner, we are going to just veer right, make sure there's no cars coming. And this is a famous place for a number of reasons. The first is that over on the left-hand side, they used to film a lot of Westerns in these mountains. And there's a little mini movie studio right next to it. Also over here in the mountains, they filmed a scene in that movie, Something About Hollywood, or A Long Time Ago in Hollywood. And they're filming this scene with that guy that was a terrible murderer, and he was just nuts. And then he had a little tattoo right here, and he kidnapped a famous person, and he never claimed that he did anything wrong. You know who I'm talking about, that guy. Well, they were filming a scene in this place on Santa Susana Pass. And as I'm watching the movie, I realize, hey, wait a minute. I know that spot. I've done cyclocross races in the exact spot that they were filming. That was kind of funny. A little creepy, but kind of funny. But the place is called Corriganville Park. So it's right over there if you ever want to check it out. So I'm on Santa Susana Pass right now. I'm not going to do the entire hill. I'm going to turn right up here, and I'll tell you why. This is the old railway station. In this area of Santa Susana Pass, there used to be a place called Rocketdyne that used to make jet fuel. And the story is that they were disposing of the jet fuel improperly. There were a couple mishaps that occurred, and people in this area, particularly in Simi Valley, they used to just assume that it was safe to live here. Well, Rocketdyne was exploding their jet fuel, and the fumes would go into the air, which there's essentially two trash cans environmentally. There's the atmosphere and the ocean. So we just dropped crap into the ocean or just put it into the air. And if it's in the air, we don't worry about it. Well, all that stuff was dropping into people in Simi Valley, and people were getting very strange cancers that doctors never seen before. And I always kind of worried about riding in this area. And we're gonna ride through some residential areas here. And I always think to myself, do people know about this still? This was, I think, like 40 years ago. And supposedly the lawsuits are still occurring even after 40 years. So when you know you're gonna lose a lawsuit, just postpone, I guess. But we're gonna ride swiftly through the area, because I don't really want to breathe even around here. But this is a pretty cool place if you ever get to see it. There used to be a dude in there too, a fake guy. Ah, there he is. See? Little creepy.
Like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go. And that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go.
Now I'm on the northern part of Simi Valley on Mount Sinai Drive, I believe. And this is exactly what I was hoping it would be. Kind of nothing. It's just the farthest street from where all the homes are. So now I'm going to turn right on Yosemite and go up even more. I've always seen this road here from the freeway as we're traveling home, and I never knew exactly where it went. So I'm going to find out today. Now we're on Tapo Canyon, and this is the first time that there's no actual bike lane. And wow, this looks like a fire hazard. It's waiting to happen. All those power lines, and just dry. I wonder how come they don't clear the bush there. Maybe lack of funding or some reason, but boy, that, in light of what we've seen in Camarillo, that looks like a very bad hazard. Nice riding though. Hey, woo! It looks like this is the place to hike. Tapo Canyon, okay. I'll have to come here. Oh, I think I'm doing an out and back here. I'm just finding out where it's going, because I'm following the ride with GPS. Okay, check these things out. Another one just roaming. Okay. Hey, it's that spinny spin from Terminator. Wow. It's just peacocks everywhere. Another one. Wow, this is crazy. Look at this thing. Well, I think we hit the end of Tapo. Hey, another one. This reminds me too much of Terminator.
when I was coming down Tapo, I think I made a wrong turn. Somehow or another, the ride with GPS just stopped working, and I don't know what my route is. Then I ended up on Royal, which I know that just going east will take me where I want to be. And now I'm on Sequoia again, somehow. And it doesn't look like on this Wahoo that I'm on the route that I had planned. But the good news is I basically know how to get back. There are two other things that I like in Simi Valley that Simi Valley is well known for. Everybody in Simi Valley's been here. And that is Red's Barbecue and the Hat. Both of which, make sure you pay your insurance premiums first. Not the healthiest of foods, but once in a while, very good. We're talking at the Hat like their onion rings are insane. But just to give you an idea, it's not a fancy place. They give you the onion rings in a paper sack. Oh, look at that, Fitzgerald. Hey, we're back, kind of where we started. Now we just got to get back to Starbucks. Okay, that's the ride. 37 miles, pretty good ride. As long as it's clean air, that's all I need. That's all I need.